This is Mystique Speaks, and welcome to the Green Couch. I'm your girl, Milk Marie. I don't know what episode this is, y'all, but here we go. We're going to talk about the Capricorn full moon happening on July 13th, 2022 at 21 degrees with the moon in Capricorn and the sun in Cancer. It's going to reach its peak at 2:37 p.m. This full buck moon, super moon, is all about emotional security, baby. We will have the moon conjunct Pluto, sextile Neptune retrograde. We'll have the sun conjunct Mercury, okay? While Venus in Gemini square Neptune retrograde and Pisces and trine Saturn retrograde, okay? This is all about finding and strategizing different ways to fund your goals and projects, okay? This is the last push to harmonize your schedule to create the ultimate income or the success for the future and using new technology. So using the internet, podcasting, any kind of resource that you can use that is going to help you utilize your work and be efficient without having to overwork yourself, okay? Really nurturing your career, nurturing your financial stability, the goals that you have for yourself, longevity. This is really where you see the final strike is how I feel. This is when you're like, okay, we've come to a point where we know all the things we need to do. We've tried all the manifestations. We've tried all the extracurricular things. And now we're at a place where it's like, it's time to like really build upon what we're talking about. I feel like with the sun in Cancer, this is really talking about nurturing your spirit, nurturing your soul. What brings you joy? What makes you happy? What emotions do you have that really cultivate the best feeling within you? And what's happening during that time on a real critical earthly level? With the moon in Capricorn. It's crazy with the moon in Capricorn being in its detriment, okay, because the moon rules Cancer, the opposite sign of Capricorn. So the moon is really kind of struggling here, but having it, because it doesn't feel emotions the way that it should, right? Because emotions in Cancer is a natural emotion. Emotion in Capricorn is unnatural. It doesn't feel right, doesn't feel good. No, we don't want emotions. We just want to get this money. We don't got time for nothing else. And that's what this moon in Capricorn, this full moon is talking about. But it's also talking about, okay, emotions do exist because we have to be practical. We have to be realistic. Your emotions do exist. So what are we going to do about it? How do they play out? How do we make our emotions practical? What is making practical sense in order for longevity to happen? Having Venus trine Saturn, with Venus in Gemini, trine Saturn in Aquarius at 24 degrees, this is definitely giving you the harmony that you need to start to build that structure and start to harmonize. Saturn is retrograde, so this is happening internally where you feel like you have to build some type of discipline and structure and some boundaries for yourself personally, okay? And Saturn ruling Capricorn, having that full moon, it's like, you have to find emotional maturity. It's really that simple. Like, are you mature emotionally? Do you have your emotions in check? Because it's time for you to detach from the old ways of the way you used to handle your emotions and tap into a whole new space that's brand new to you, but is more mature. It is more grown up. We have elevated. We have grown. Okay. And that is the vibe. Like, I don't know how much more I can say that. Like, that is the vibe. I am a Capricorn sun, so I may be biased. I'm not a big fan of Cancer energy, but I am a Capricorn sun, Mercury and Neptune. So Capricorn energy, I'm with it. Like, let's get to a bag. Let's get this money. Let's plan. Venus and Gemini is showing you how to strategize, how to use your mind, both sides of your mind, and how to pull in the collective, how to pull in the people, how to use your voice, make it sweet, make it beautiful, make it pleasurable, give the people what the people want, okay? But with Saturn in Aquarius, it has to be real and authentic. It has to be true to you and real to you on your history and your backgrounds. I also feel the real karmic energy with this Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, because it's like, we all had these resources before and we never utilized them. Well, a lot of us, like the internet, podcasts, working from home, different kind of business deals, Audibles, Amazon, like really starting businesses in different kind of ways where you can kind of enjoy luxury instead of having the mindset of, I gotta go, go, go. I gotta work till I slave, hard work. If you ain't working hard, you ain't doing nothing. You're lazy. You're this. We're now moving into the mature mindset of, I don't have to do all that to make money. I can actually be at peace and be happy. Cancer, sun in Cancer, and have financial stability, the moon in Capricorn, right? So we can kind of tie those two things together. But the karmic field with this Saturn retrograde is literally like, you've had these resources, they've been available to you, but now you will utilize them. And that is what the North Node also in Taurus is showing us. We have to utilize every single resource that's available to us, that is of reach, that is tangible, that is of value, and use them to the best of our abilities. And Saturn retrograde is saying you actually have all the knowledge that you need, right? Because Aquarius being I know, being knowledge, being intelligence, being things that are rebellious, things that are not traditional. And Saturn being asking you to build structure and to build your discipline and your foundation around that, but within you, solo, it's you. The downside of the Saturn retrograde energy is that you could be cold to people, cut people off without warning. You don't got time for karmic contracts, twin flame, soulmate, soul flame, whatever. You don't got time for it. You gotta go. Okay, so that's the downside of Saturn retrograde, but allow it all to happen. With this trine with Venus, you will encounter a lot of karmic relationships. This definitely goes out to Geminis and Aquariuses, also Tauruses and Libras. You will definitely encounter some karmic situations. Sorry, especially Taurus. Y'all are going through all type of karmic things, especially Taurus risings. Like, woof, it's getting spicy for you guys, but this is definitely the energy with Venus trine Saturn retrograde that is saying that karmic partners are coming back. Are they here to stay? Are they here to go? Are you detaching from the emotion from before, right? Capricorn and Cancer energy with this full buck moon. Are you detaching, Aquarius, from the emotion, Saturn? In Cancer that was before within a relationship, Venus in Gemini, all your relationships. Are you using both sides of your brain? Are you being practical, analytical, but also knowing that there are things that are higher than you, things that you cannot see beyond the eye, right? And also, are you bringing beauty into a situation? Are you finding pleasure within that karmic situation? And if that is a no, then you know what to do. Okay. And at the same time, Venus is going to square Neptune. It's about a 1 degree orb. So Venus will be at 24 degrees and Neptune will be at 25 degrees. And this square is telling you and remember, Neptune is retrograde. If you didn't know, Neptune retrograde is all about what you see is what the fuck you get. There's no daydreaming. There's no thinking outside the box. There's no looking over up in the sky and dreaming of romantic partnerships with this one person that you know ain't shit. Neptune retrograde is saying, oh, let's take off those glasses. Look at this ain't shit nigga. You still want them? I didn't think so. That's a karmic. Get rid of them. Or it might say, hey, maybe you never recognized this person before, but now I'm stripping off your glasses for you to see clearly, and you can see that this person is something of stability. Well, okay. This is somebody who's going to treat you right for the long term. This is a man's man, Big Daddy Saturn. Okay. So you never know. But with this square with Neptune and Venus is definitely giving me the energy of seeing a relationship for exactly what it is. Seeing a love affair for exactly what it is. Seeing your finances for exactly what it is. Okay, honey? So if you ain't got it, you ain't fucking got it. Okay? But Venus is in Gemini. You could find a way, baby. You could find a way to strategize and attract what you need attracted to you. A lot of people may be attracted to writing and getting things on paper. Maybe their past life, their story, things they've been through. That's probably going to be prominent. During this full moon, you're definitely going to start having some crazy ass dreams, dreaming about your money, dreaming about the future, dreaming about your career, your achievements, your status, how you want to be known, what your lifestyle is like, your reputation is going to come into play, and you can start to dream and imagine those things. things, okay? But dreaming and imagined relationships is not here anymore. It's being real. Another thing I really wanted to point out that I thought was kind of amazing, if you ask me, okay? Um, as I looked at the traditional chart, so in the traditional chart, we're able to see deacons, okay? And deacons are sub parts of each house in astrology, okay? And don't worry, guys, I'm coming out with all my astrology classes and tarot classes. I had to go through a transit of my own that kept me kind of in hermit mode and had to grow, okay? But I'm back with the attack, okay? It's Capricorn season, okay? I'm sorry for those who got headphones on. I be loud, my bad. But as I looked at the traditional chart of the full moon in Capricorn, and I started to look at the deacons. So the deacons will really break down the energy within that sign. So in Cancer or whichever sign, there are many deacons, which are planets. So it's energies, and they take up sub portions of that house. And as I looked at the deacon, I see Mercury was in the Mercury deacon of Cancer. So this is giving Mercury double Mercury energy. Mercury ruling communication, the mind, all forms of communication. Okay, your community, things that are fast, quick, witty, the TV, the internet, podcasts, like all those things, your hands, the nervous system, all those things. And so Mercury in a Mercury deacon in Cancer, this is literally like you're about to be in tune and in touch with spirit. We cannot forget, people want to call Cancer crybabies and all those things, but Cancer is one of the most intuitive signs, okay, and really rules over that spiritual realm of that water element. And so Cancer with Mercury is really communicating with the divine and going with your intuition and following your dreams and letting your dreams guide you, letting spirit guide you, and knowing what the signs look like, and knowing, and knowing how to move forward quickly and hop on your intuition quickly and be witty and be very much on point. There's a word I'm looking for that it's not sharp, and knowing how to be sharp, okay, especially sharp with the mind and sharp when it comes to moving on your intuition. It's going to be very, very, very important, okay? But the Mercury deacon of Cancer, more interaction with the spiritual mind, heightened intuition, using spiritual teachings for logical use, and protection of the family and emotions, okay? Emotional conversations with your loved ones, but needing to close a cycle when it comes to your emotional stability. It's important, okay? Emotionally focused on growing and building and having discipline within your emotional and practical self, okay? And I know it's like, oh, practicality, how with Mercury and Cancer energy is nothing practical about that. We cannot forget there is a full moon in Capricorn. The ruler of Cancer sits in Capricorn, the sign of practicality, okay? And being realistic. I also noticed that there is some feminine energy happening here with Capricorn. People don't know, but Capricorn is actually a feminine energy, and so is Cancer, also a feminine energy. I also notice with Taurus being a feminine energy and Mars being in Taurus, and Mars being in the Venus deacon of Taurus, and Venus being relationships and love, and Mars being the passion, the drive, the action, and Mars being the masculine and Venus being the feminine. And so all this feminine energy, and especially with that square with Venus and Neptune, Venus and Gemini, and the square to Neptune and Pisces, honey boo, the women are waking up. They're not only wanting more masculinity and becoming just a little bit more aggressive, but they're doing this while all going through their soft era, okay, soft girl era, and holding men fucking accountable of their emotional maturity. Okay. And this is closing out the chapter of men that can't provide financially. And that is what is going to be important about this Capricorn full moon, is that it's going to show women, if a man cannot provide for you financially, then it is time for you to close out that emotional bond that you have with that person, because that's all you have. And it doesn't even have to be financially. If that man can't provide you with stability or the things or the archetype of what you think a man is supposed to be in your life, and I'm talking to the feminine, this means that that person, you are supposed to cut that emotional tie, that this emotional tie has now come into culmination. Okay? Can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah? Okay, honey. And I feel like the expectations for women are really high right now. And that's due to Capricorn. Like, Capricorn energy sets the bar high. It's all about reputation, status, and wanting the best of the best. And then having Mars in Taurus, another earth energy that's saying we want the best of the best, luxury, and we will go hard to get it, with that masculine energy and that feminine deacon of Taurus. Come on, ladies. We are standing up. But also while still being in that feminine era, right? With the Mercury and that Mercury deacon of Cancer, and the Sun being in the Jupiter deacon of Cancer. Your beliefs have changed. Your soul has changed. And wanting to be softer and more feminine in this Cancer energy. And I do believe that it will kind of carry on through the end of Cancer season. And once we move into Leo season, ladies, be prepared to be looking for your king. Okay, looking for your king. Do you hear me? All right, so yeah, and that's what in Mars in the Venus deacon in Taurus, self-care, exercise, health, raw foods, natural foods, totally switching it up and all that. You want to really be on top of your A game when it comes to your self-care, okay? Because Mars is in this Venus deacon, and it's showing you how to pleasure yourself, how to take care of yourself, what appeases to your senses, getting massages and facials and all those things, beautifying yourself, and using natural resources to do this, getting back to raw foods, fasting, and getting in touch with the earth and really grounding your energy. So my advice during this Capricorn full moon, I would definitely say be aware, be open to chaos. All full moons really do talk about chaos and the energy being enlightened and heightened. So you want to be very safe during this full moon. You want to make sure that you don't take your family for granted, but don't let them take you for granted also, okay? Make sure your mind is on your money, but also be happy. Nurture yourself. Take time for yourself. You don't have to overwork in order to prove that you're the baddest. You need to nurture yourself. It's important. I would definitely do some baths. I would redecorate my home, beautify my home. I would cook a beautiful meal. I would do some full moon money rituals, because this is rich bitch energy, okay? And I will be having some rich bitch oil I'll be selling that will be from this full moon in Capricorn. So make sure you hit my line for that. So if we had to talk about the signs that will be mostly affected, absolutely Capricorn, absolutely Cancer, Leo, Aquarius, Gemini, Taurus, Libra, Pisces. And I'm going to say Aries too. Going to be the most affected by this, but all the cardinal signs, absolutely. So Libra, Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn, all the cardinal signs will absolutely be affected by this full moon. This is definitely going to be a change for you. And if you want to know how this is going to affect your sign, make sure you subscribe to my Patreon. The link is in the bio. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.